Hi guys, time to make another video, but this time I have a few ISOs that I downloaded for Artix, and I'll just take the first one, which I think is still untouched. So the installation is already finished. It's Calamares that I use, but it's not system D. What I want to do is test the ArchLinux tweak tool. It's now ready for Artix. Now the screen sometimes loads very slow. I've learned that I should have patience. Patience is a virtue, they say. Voila. So I do think this is still untouched. Let's have a look. If we update everything, yeah, it pretty much is up to date and all that. Oh, I remember I've made a clone. Is this a clone? Artix GTK, Artix GTK clone, right? So the idea is that you mess things up in the clone, delete it, clone it again, and that's maybe a good idea, right? Workflow thing. So this one and that one are exactly the same. We've cloned it with right mouse click. We can clone this thing, and I'm gonna work on my clone, of course. Break it and then clone it again. That's a good idea, right? So if you want to test an app that you're working on, you need to test it again on the real thing, right? Coming straight up from the ISO, so untouched. So we just clone it and test it again and again and again, and then an app gets perfected. The ArchLinux tweak tool is gathering all things that we would miss, that we would like to have, and that you as a user said I would like to have, right? So it's a combination of what we were missing and what you were missing, and that's how it came together with the idea as well. I want to learn how to program in Python and work with GTK, an application like that. Okay, so we are an Arch. Yes, we are, right? We are an Arch. And there's the updater already. So sudo pacman -s, we saw it's just one line, but let's update things. Now, the thing is, take a look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The other ISOs, right? The other ISOs out there have 3 or 4. As an end result, they will not have all the apps that you may need if you want to install, let's say, Awesome, right? Will not be able to do it with the ArchLinux tweak tool because the apps are not on the repositories. So that's important for you to remember always. What ISO did I choose months ago, years ago, and I started rolling? Where can you get the ArchLinux tweak tool? From the AOR. Again, a big difference between this ISO. Let's go back here. These two guys are community, and community has a lot of packages, a lot of repos, stores you can hear, right? Repositories. In here are lots and lots of applications. In the other guys, less. Okay, so this and this is the same. This and that is the same, and this is Plasma, and that's Plasma XFC, XFC. Okay. So, okay. The information is coming from repositories. That's an important bit to start off with. And then where do we get ArchLinux tweak tool? On the GTK and on the Qt, we have Yay, no. We have Paru, no. We have Trizen. right? So here it's available as AUR helper. Try Zen ArchLinux tweak tool. On the others, where there is no AUR helper, I can get the spices in, as we call it, the ArcoLinux spices. So when I click here and I go to ArcoLinux.info, we can actually download a small application. It has one button, right? First we made it very complex, and then later on we said keep it simple and stupid. Get the ArcoLinux keys and packages, click, boom, and you've got the mirrors, you've got the keys, and Pacman knows where they are, right? That's the other option for the other ISOs. And here we have the AUR. It's there. Yep. And it's now installed. You can run it like any app in here. We go type ArchLinux tweak tool. This is nothing to type. You can't type here. I think we've put it in here, ArchLinux tweak tool. But I want to start it or like this, a bit longer, ArchLinux tweak tool, and I've made a symbolic link to the same thing with ATT. So the ArchLinux tweak tool is a bit too long, so we call it ATT. And then you see a little bit already, these things are supported, right? ArcoLinux, ArchLinux, ALCI, Kali, Rise, Endeavor, Garuda, Manjaro, Linux, XL, Reborn, Rise, Archcraft, Casio, Archman, Big Linux, and now also Artix. I think we're at number 16 if I remember correctly. That means that we have got an application that we would like to keep transparent, so not a black box but a white box, right? So what you click, you know what happens to your system. And then it says you need to activate the ArcoLinux repos. It says up here as well. Let's do it one more time. You need to activate the ArcoLinux repos, you see? So that's all cool and well, but if you want to get access to the packages on our repositories, on our shop, right? We need to tell Pacman, hey Pacman, do get the keys in. So install keys, mirrors, and activate. As you see, it's going to go do a Pacman -u. The package is inside ArchLinux tweak tool. And then things change. You see here, those guys are new. And we can immediately go for a download and say, let's go for it and install some of the icons. Is now installed. Or the server icons. Server icons, install the selected icon themes. But these are the ATT, the ArcoLinux projects, right? There are lots of themes, but they're all for GTK, RGTK, right? And extras, my own personal developments. EDU stands for Eric Dupois. I can always show what did I install, show the installed guys, this one. So if I do it again, show installed, that's installed, and so on. So you can easily say, I want to remove it again, right? Uninstall. So that means we can play around. Certain core gear is now selected. Okay, so these are all design things, we could say them, call them. Icon 1, icon 2, themes and extras. Also themes and icons, no, only icons. How to start, things that Artix starts for whatever reason. So I'm no specialist, nor will I ever will be a specialist in Artix, so I'll leave it up to you. But the thing is, you can remove things, delete it, or set it to deactive. So this is deactive, this is active, right? Only inactive is a better word. And here we have third-party design. I mean, themes from somebody else, not me, somebody else, right? Icons from somebody else. You might recognize some of them binding. Cursors the same here, and fonts. Show the installed fonts. Shows me already this is installed on this system. So I don't know Artix, but with this button I at least know what fonts are installed. And here we get to the more difficult bit, in the sense that it may work as long as all the pieces, wow, of all the pieces of the puzzle, that's a difficult one, tongue twister, pieces of the puzzles are there, then it will install it. So awesome. Is installed. Because of all the repositories they provide, it is installed. The other ISOs don't have all those repositories, so they're not installed. So I was about to say that the only thing I did was get this in. So by default you've got OpenBox, Mate, LXDA, Kodi on there, right? That's Artix, nothing to do with it. Awesome. That's one choice we've made. So making this bigger, this normally would say right Control F full screen and go again, and it adapts itself, not in Artix, not on VirtualBox. So quick fix, Control T. Yeah, what do you need to know about tiling window managers? There is a Super T, there is a Control Alt Enter, there's a Super Enter, there is a Super Shift Enter, there is a Super Q, there's a Super Q, there's a Super Shift Q, and there is a Super X to get out of it again, and of course Super D or Super Shift D, depending on the system. So here you can say, let me launch Firefox, right? Escape, that's your D menu. Seems we have an update up there, so I'll say update. Nope, does not exist. Sudo pacman man minus SYYU. Why do I say that there's an update? There's a red thing there. And there we go, right? What happens is we go from an ArchLinux Suite tool, git awar, to R952, means we have made 952 pushes to the GitHub changes. But we use our 2023 April 33 as numbering. So we get that in, plus all the keys and mirrors that we need if we want to have the Garuda repository, which is chaotic keyring and DevOS and so on. All of them come in. So we're having a sale. I mean, repos and repos being added, and the ATT, and of course not only ATT, but of course here PAMAC can have a look as well. All these repositories are now available. ArcoLinux repo, you see the extra large. Today I've added Signal to the bunch. Signal is an communication that's more secure than WhatsApp or Telegram are. SSSS, where are you? Signal, Spotify, almost there. Signal desktop beta pin, and it works fine. It's in my toolbar. Okay, cool. Something more. So making this bigger, right? That's where we ended up with. So the tool that I would like to suggest and put forward is arender if it's installed, and if you can install it, arender. It's a little thing, a little nifty thing that makes you click, 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 and done, right? For later in the future, if you want to save it, I usually call it screen, right? Screen, and then in .screen layout, see where it's going to, save, and that's in there. So the exact code, if you want to have a look at it, the exact code is in here. Screen git, screen layout. This thing is opened with a beautiful application that I don't want, right? That's a bad connection, bad. Control T, sudo pacman -s sublime text 4. We got it in from where? Repo third party, ArcoLinux. So now I can say open with another application, sublime text, always use that one, done. And this is very small, a little bigger. You see, that's a code that says, okay, those are the monitors and that's how to set it. But didn't do a thing, right? Didn't break a sweat. It's just automatically there. Only thing I need to do is, if you're on Xmonad, Herbstluft, WM, i3, whatever you're on, right, and you're in a virtual box, otherwise you won't have that issue, then you need to run this thing. Okay, that's a bit more than needed to be told, right? Now I see this wallpaper not being very nice, so sudo pacman -s variety. I'm sidetracking again. There we go. It's available. Variety, or just super D, super shifty in this case, variety, launch it like that, and off we go. Close. And we have this little thing here. I do like to have a better view than what we had previously. So ATT, right? ATT. We're on Artix, we have awesome, and we have something at least to start off with. I always say, look, it's better to start with something graphical and nice and working than with a black screen and just a cursor. Wow, a black screen and a cursor. Oftentimes we're going to manage to start with that, right? And then you need to figure it out, all out from scratch. So that's this little thing, awesome. And there's Barry and BSPWM, and look at it. i3, boom, install. 1, 2, it's installed, 2 seconds. Let's do another one, left WM, install. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. So we can quit this thing, super X, log out. The ArchLinux logout, that's the thing you just saw, has been changed for Artix. Of course, systemd not being present, we need to figure things out. So the ArchLinux logout can log out and can reboot and can shut down, but with login CTL, that's the one that we use. So the same things apply. Anything I just told, super enter, super shift enter, control alt enter, I don't know, super shift D, it's all here, and super D, we have a menu here. You see, you can just type or scroll through and have a look at the settings of I don't know what. Escape, control super Q, super shift Q, super shift Q, and here is your i3 again, too small. A render. What you can do actually, sudo pacman -s dex, non-dex, and then it says how to start. If I do dex, and watch out, the sequence is wrong. No, it's not. It's working. Dex A. Well, variety is not okay. So variety, give me a new wallpaper. Thank you. And there we go. Alt N, new wallpaper. Alt N, another wallpaper. Alt N, another wallpaper. And Alt P, previous wallpaper. Right? So super Q, kill. Okay. We've seen the desktops, right? We've seen the desktop. Again, this does not work on the other ISOs. The Qt and the GTK, they have plenty of resources. Let me show you that again. This is what I mean with resources. These, and these are the extra. And if you want more, then you have more at your disposal. Nemesis is now on, EndeavourOS is now on, ArcoLinux repo, the Excel repo, NVIDIA repo, Artix repo, it's all on. What does that mean? When I do a sudo pacman -syyuu, I have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 repos. All right? 18 repos. I can have a look at all these repos and see what's in there. So what is in system, what's in world, what's in galaxy, what's in lib32, universe, omniverse, extra, community, multilib, ArcoLinux repos, ArcoLinux third-party repos, extra large, the big guys, 273 megabyte. This is coming close to 100, but normally over 100, right? 50 being the border to move it from the third party to the extra large. Nemesis repo, EndeavourOS repo, ArcoLinux repo, Excel repo, NVIDIA stuff, 470, all right? And Chaotic AOR, and this one is really huge, like huge. So if you scroll, you see this slider, which is kind of big. Scroll down, because it's not the end. It really isn't the end. As in, we have a small slider here now, and we're at K. So halfway in the alphabet. Now, mind you, mixing repos, you do that with a brain on your shoulders, right? Sometimes it does get things worse, but if you're looking for an application, specific application, then you say, okay, let's activate it and see if it's somewhere in those stores. Basically, it's a store. Okay, privacy. Now we jumped a few things here. Desktop, done. Fixes, we can fix keys, we can back up and reset the GPG. So we're showing you that's where we're gonna change it. First, we're gonna make a backup and then reset it. Or for the personal home directory, the same thing. It's set here to 2 by default, I see. So super 2 is moving me to desktop 2. Super shift D is opening me Sublime text. I'm gonna move that one, yeah, better, should have done different. Anyway, Sublime, this one, super shift 2. So now on desktop 2 down here. So moving it from one desktop to the other. This one, we know what it is. What I want to show you is open file. Home. Where are you? All the locations? Computer, etc, and then the pacman.conf. So we've already made a backup of your original. So whatever we mess up, right? It's always a button to put it back, right? Always a reset button. So what we have here is a choice by Artix saying parallel downloads 4. What do we have here? 4, that's correct. I want a 6 actually. We apply it, we go to this one, and we see that it became 6. Now it also added all these things, so the ArchLinux testing and so on, ArcoLinux repos. Here's EndeavourOS, Nemesis, ArcoLinux 1, 2, 3, and Chaotic, but they're not used. It works well if you put, instead of plain text, Perl, which is not too far away, and with colors, you know, that's used. All that's gray, that's not used. Okay, so that seems to be in order. And this is for the user share icons default. If you log out, then you see the Advaita or the KD Classic or all the choices that have been installed, and you just apply it. It's written away. Here it is, user share icons default. You can have a look. If that's correct, we've chosen Advaita. So open file, user share. Let's start typing icons default index team. Voila, Adwaita. Now we just change it to KDE Classic. Apply. I would not know how that looks, but it is KDE Classic now. All right. Next up, so these are all kind of little fixes that we can use. Grub. We did not find the application ArcoLinux Grub theme, so Grub is beautiful, but there are alternatives, and one of those alternatives is the one that we use, Vmix from Vince, and we've changed it to accommodate our design or preferences or whatever you want to call it. And we have here the possibility to apply the Vmix tool. So first of all, apply, that's why it says 1. Then you see what's happening down here, grub and so on. And I'm gonna choose this one as wallpaper, choose and apply. Now you would be amazed, all these plain things are actually quite stylish. Having nothing as color is actually quite nice. But okay, let's take something with color. Super X, and we reboot. And we have a different way of showing our grub, right? It's a beautiful wallpaper actually. So we're back. Alt-T to trash this wallpaper. Alt-N to have the next one. And then we go, well, let's stay here, doesn't matter which desktop we are, because we like it all, right? Our variety is not launched and the keyboards are not here. The key bindings. There you are. Variety is coming. Next. So this indeed pops up from time to time. Just let it be, whatever. Somewhere in there, in these 100,000 lines of code, there is something that only happens on Artix. Now we were here in grub. What if you want to go back? What if you want to go back? Reset to original grub theme. So we're back. Okay, and then we quit ATT. And let's log out and, sorry, restart of course. Shutdown and restart. And we're back to the default one. So that's our prerogative, right? We always want to get back to whatever state it was prior to launching the ArchLinux tweak tool. That's a must. And everything has to be coded. So if we forget, do tell us, because there is support on Discord. Here it is, Discord channel. And down here again, Discord channel. So that's where we are. Grub, we're back to the normal, the basic things. The mirrors is the packages, where they're coming from the United States, from Sweden, from Belgium, Austria. So choose which ones you'll activate in order to have a fast download of our packages. NeoFetch is, let's have a look, Ctrl-T, this is not working. So NeoFetch, that's the look of NeoFetch, but it's not enabled. So I enable it now. So when I close the terminal and open it again, it's by default there. And use lolcat. I guess you know what it is. If not, here's the surprise. That's lolcat. And if I do it again, each time the color is different. So that's a little bit of surprise each time. Now all these lines that it provides, you can add or lose things that you don't want to show in your screenshot, or say I want everything, I want normal, I want small, I want nothing, which is also possible, right? And you apply, and if you want nothing, then it's gonna be this, which is nice too, right? But it's gone. So we're not talking about the left side, we're talking about the right side. So small, apply, always close the terminal, open the terminal. And that's a small thing, but then of course maybe you should have a small ASCII code or not. Or a complete different ASCII code, right? Anarchy, ArchLabs, Aria, Bedrock. Look at that. Ubuntu Mate. Yes, I'm on Ubuntu Mate. Don't you know? You can see this in the image, right? Yes, you can. A little bit of fun. Voila. So, Pacman, we told you what it is, and you can even add more custom repos to Pacman. Rather than you copy pasting it, you put it in here, you put it in the system, apply custom repo, right? Privacy is the HBlock tool, which is 360,000 domains that are blocked as from now. And uBlock origin was already there for Firefox. Shells. So bash is by default, I think, right? Bash. Now bash completion is not installed. I suggest you install it. So install bash completion. I've installed it already myself because I want to press tab and then look for whatever application I need. There is also a suggestion for the bash RC. So the ATT, ArchLinux TUI tool, has a bash RC configuration. That means that the content, I'm always pressing these key bindings that do not exist. Programming. That's why you are on a tiling window manager, right? So what was I going to say? Yes, let's go to file, open file, bash RC. Wow. Where are we? etc. Okay, home, Control H, bash RC is now changed. And yes, we just saw also a backup. So open file, here's your back. This was the original bash RC. You can always set that back. And this is the new guy. Just over 400 lines. So Control Alt T, nope, not working. If this is your bash RC, exec bash, right? And then you say alias. They're all here. So update is gonna work. Sudo pacman -syyuu. Upall is gonna work if sudo pacman -s paru is installed. Paru is now installed. Upall is gonna work. Also looking at the AUR packages and building them if it needs to be built. So we're on bash, fine. ZSH, also fine if you want it. Install ZSH completion, sure, like that. The syntax highlighting, yes, no. Install omyzsh, install the configuration of ATT, done. And then apply ZSH, of course, because we're in bash, we need to switch, meaning apply, that's one thing, but then log out is another. Log out, log out. Now let's take something else. We have left WM. Voilà. And we're on left WM, and we have ZSH. Sudo pacman -s. PyChem is installed, but I believe it's more a VirtualBox thing, so that's okay. It will be transparent. Alacrity, yeah, I think I know why. Sudo pacman -s. ArcoLinux Alacrity Git. Configuration of Alacrity is now here. Scale, it's now also here. And reload, and there you go, right? Transparent. Question of doing your thing. Now, let me pause here. Okay, no visitors. What I wanted to do is make this bigger. Remember that we made something, a screen called screen something. ATT. That's one of the reasons why we created it, because we were on tiling window managers and the auto start does not normally work on tiling window managers. So I can say I'm gonna create something, a lot of things in here, name, test, doesn't matter, command, that matters. I'll make this a bit smaller, Ctrl H. I go to this hidden folder, screen layout, screen as H, open, and that's it, right? Add. Item has been added to auto start. What I've done now is actually added here something to the auto start called start of something. Test, what did I call it? Where are you? Here, right? Test. And it has some coding and it says go and execute this thing there and try execute again that thing there. So that's that. If I type this dex -a, poof, it's already there, right? It is going to take a look at the elements in there and make sure that it's big. Now, any tiling window manager guy will say you have to put it somewhere in the code, right? To tell him run it. Left WM. Yep, thank you. Friday is there. Left WM. Let's put that one here. And then I suppose, where was it again? Is it in themes, in Candy, or theme ren polybar down? I would guess this one. Oh my God, right? Everything opens with that application. Sublime text. Nope, that's not the one. Ah, up. So here you say dex -a, and then this. Do it in the background. Control save, Super X, log out, log in, and there you go. He's gonna run everything that's inside the auto start. Anything they put there is gonna be automatically loaded an hour a render to, right? Super Shift R. If sometimes the polybar does not respond, Super Shift R and kick it back into gear. All right, Alt N, Alt N, Alt arrow to the right, Alt arrow to the right. Let's keep here, Alt arrow up. For the rest of the day, it stays the way it is, Alt up. So, get away. What else? Control T, ATT. This is okay. No, my mistaken. So privacy shells. We've done that. ZSH. Yes, it's a different color each time. There's a different color. Maybe you did not notice it. This is a little bit different than that one. So that's the random option. Super Q, Super Q, Super Q. Random option, or you fix it somehow. There are like, I don't know, 50, 60, maybe 70 themes, and you choose. But I'll do like the fact that it's random each time. Fish, we can use fish if we want. So 3 shells, and and we go for fish and keeps on going, of course. Install fish, already installed. Install just ATT config fish, that's just one file, or all the rest with the all my fish themes and plugins is not installed. Now it is. And you go to here, right? Config, that's the old config. If there was a fish folder, then it's now fish ATT, and the new content is in the fish folder. Apply fish, of course. Quit ATT, Super X, log out. Did we not use another one? Left WM, yep, awesome. Yep, i3. We've seen them all, I think, now. Okay, we can install another one. So this guy knows I have 1920 and 1080 thanks to the script. Control T. Here's your fish. And here is your configuration. There are tutorials about fish on the YouTube page. So fish here, fish there, right? Quit. Is Alex Appearance installed? It is, because I don't like the icons there. So icon theme, you go change to any of the icons that you do like. Apply, close, and then you find out that it doesn't work. But then you know, of course, that you need to do tuner -Q and then launch it again, and it still doesn't work. Then you have to figure out why it's not working, right? Not really. I'm thinking. No, it's not doing it. Alex Appearance, icon themes, back to Mate Faenza Dark. There you go, and have a look. Everything is inside code. Settings ini. Surf and Arch Blue, so that's correct. GTK 3 is correct. How about GTK 4? All right, and how about anything else in the neighborhoods? GTK 2? Nope. How about XFCE itself? Subconfig. XFCE4. XFConf, this one, probably this one. Icon theme, Mate Faenza Dark. No, don't want Mate Faenza Dark. I want Surf and Arch Blue. So Control C, Control V, save. Super Q, Super Q, Super Q, Super Q. To be really sure, tuner -Q, that's a tip. And then you still have issues. What's this? It does not want to change. Am I mistaken in saying this is tuner? No, I'm not mistaken. This is tuner. Oh my god, computers, right? Where is it? Who is changing it, maybe? Is there something that is messing with my code? No. Surf and Arch Blue. Surf and Arch Blue. So, every system is different. We have this here. That. What's all that? Why do we have K stuff here? This is not Plasma. This is the GTK guy. Do we have this one as well? Well, here is Breeze Dark, so that's not it. So it's not coming from here. Is there something quantum related in here? Kva. No, I don't see anything Kva. But here's other stuff. This one. That one. Breeze Dark. So I wonder where it's set, but let's not waste more time on that. So that's what I mean, right? Learning a distro you've never been on I say why. Maybe there is something somewhere setting it. All right, shells. We're done with shells. Oh no, we're not done with shells. This is things we use in the ATT, the bash RC, but also the ZSH RC and also the fish configuration. They use applications, and if they're not there, it's not going to work. So select them all is something I do, and then install all these things. You do a little bit less in total, right? But handpick them, that's fine. Look, it changed. Why did you change? And then we kill this thing and see Dex. Come on, Dex. Do your job. But the polybar with all the changes is gone. So you do always the same thing. Super Shift R, Super Shift R, and that's rebooting. ATT. I've been on LeftWM for a year, so I know it's okay. It's stable. Same for CHD, but DWM actually. Been on there now for 4 months or so. Also good. So not here. Here. That one. Where are you? That one. Install. 4 seconds, 5 seconds. All right. Up. Super X. Log out. And then you change. You have something to work with. The code is there. It's valid. It shows you something, and then you make it yours, right? You change whatever you like in it. So Dex -A. Now that we have it, let's use it. Voila. So Control T, ATT. And then the terminal fun. Ooh, the fun. Let the fun begin. So if we go for Control T, we got this. If we go for the lolcat as extra, we got this. If we go for screen fetch and not neo fetch with lolcat, then we get this. All right. Nice logo. If we go for ALCI, which is also quite nice, let's take it without colors. So the normal default colors are also nice. Voila. And so on, right? You can do your things. Last one, color scripts. That's the one you see if you're watching videos of DistroTube, right? That's one thing. But next time it's gonna be this. And next time it's gonna be that, and next time it's gonna be this, and so 2 more. Bear with me. 2 more, 1 more. Voila, Batman. Super Q, 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 Super Q. Still open. Super Q. All right. It's quite responsive, this CHDWM. Now, theming can only be done if it's installed, right? Awesome is installed, so drop down, choose on the color, apply theme, done. Awesome is changed. i3, same thing, change to Firedust, apply theme. You can even stop using the i3 bar, which is at the bottom, and use the poly bar, which is at the top, and that will be that, right? Same for LeftWM. You have here all kind of themes that we've created ourselves on the basis of, and so on. And voila, DB Sci-Fi is just a matter of waiting for it, because it's a process of git cloning and waiting for the conversation to be finished. And voila, applied successfully. So if I go to LeftWM, I'll get this theme. What we did not install is Qtile, which is good, so I can show you if the desktop is not installed. You don't have the drop down, nothing to be done here, right? And like I said, Super Shift plus R, it is really Super Shift plus R here as well, Super Shift R, and then everything gets reloaded and refreshed, and if something is not to your liking, that's it, Super Shift R. And then just the extra ability which we have in Plasma, but which we do not have in so many desktops, the ability to create a user, being it an administrator user or just a standard user, or delete it again. That's it. We've done grub. Usually I keep this one as last, but we've done that one. We've shown you everything. See if you can like it, see if you can want and need it. The bit where people always say, wow, that's great, that's the desktop, right? It's at your fingertips, it's 5 seconds. And it's there, well, depending on your speed of the internet, of course, but you can install all kind of things. One tip I wouldn't do is install 2 desktops, right? Like Plasma and GNOME, or Mate and Plasma, something like that. I would install a desktop, one desktop with one tiling window manager and even more tiling window managers, because the ArcoLinux B Extended has open box and 10 plus tiling window managers. So really is an ISO to promote tiling window managers. And yes, they do not conflict as much as desktops do. Like one of the very bad ideas would be like deeping and I don't know, anything else, Plasma or something like that. Okay, that's it for me. So yes, you can now use the ArchLinux tweak tool on Artix. Remember, last word I tell you again, the fact that not all ISOs are created equally. This similar, what I've shown you now, will work on the Qt, which is Plasma. Maybe we can just do a quick check, right? Shut down, Super X, Super X, Super X, shut down. You can just about click it. So there's a key binding S, so I clicked S for shut down. So the Qt, if you want to see it, that's the same grub theme, but we end up with OpenRC and with, I do think this is something I changed, right? So this is my doing. So here you have Plasma. So in here as well, if you just do an update, sudo pacman -syyuu, you see all these lines, right? Then you know, okay, this is going to work here as well. There's a new ArchLinux tweak tool, so sure, we're working on it so it can be compatible with Artix. That's why things that are related to systemd are out, are not in ArchLinux tweak tool. But the other ISOs, you'll have to work around the desktop tab, because one of the things is, for example, it won't have Alacrity, right? It won't have Vicious for Awesome, and so on and so on and so on. So things will be different, and that's up to you to solve it on your end, being an efficient expert Artix user, which I am not, right? Which I will never be. But here we have already a few, but not that much as the other guy, right? Not as much, which results in some things that will not be there. All right, that's it for me. Enjoy Artix, try it out, and if you wanna tell us how it went, you can come and say it on the Discord channel there. And if you got ideas or suggestions, be my guest. All right, cheers.